Welcome to the breathtaking country of Oman, a land so peaceful and naturally beautiful that many travelers are shocked to realize how few people talk about it. If this is your first time hearing about Oman as a travel destination, don't worry, you're not alone. For years, it has quietly existed in the shadows of its more famous neighbors, not because it lacks charm or adventure, but because it has chosen a different path, one built on authenticity, calmness, and deep cultural roots. As we begin this journey together, I invite you to sit back, relax, and if you enjoy travel documentaries like this, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more incredible destinations you never knew you needed to see. From the moment you land in Muscat, the capital city, something feels different. There's no chaos, no overwhelming noise, and no sense of pressure. Instead, you're greeted by a modern yet gentle environment where everything feels thoughtfully designed. The airport is clean, efficient, and surprisingly calm. Drivers move with patience rather than aggression, and even the architecture seems to whisper rather than shout. Nothing about Muscat attempts to impress you with flashy skyscrapers or artificial attractions. Instead, the city feels like a warm welcome into a country that values what is real. One of the first things travelers notice is just how safe Oman feels. Not just safe compared to other places, but genuinely, comfortably safe. Crime rates are extremely low, and the atmosphere is respectful and peaceful in a way that immediately puts you at ease. Whether you're exploring the city in the morning or taking an evening walk near the waterfront, there's this reassuring calmness that follows you everywhere. It's the kind of destination where solo travelers, families, and even first-time international visitors feel completely at ease from the start. But Oman's true magic reveals itself as soon as you step outside the city and begin to explore the landscapes that make this country so remarkable. Many people assume Oman is just desert, but the reality is far more diverse. The rugged Al-Hajar Mountains rise sharply from the earth like nature's fortress walls, creating dramatic backdrops for the villages that cling to their edges. These mountains are not just scenic, they are massive, ancient, and full of winding roads that lead to some of the most stunning viewpoints in the entire region. And then there are the wadis, which are natural canyons filled with clear blue pools, palm trees, and rocky passages. Places like Wadi Shab and Wadi Bani Khalid look almost unreal, with water so turquoise it feels like it belongs on a tropical island. Swimming through these cool, refreshing natural pools, while surrounded by stone cliffs towering above you, is the kind of experience that stays with you long after you leave. Oman's coastline is another surprise. Stretching for thousands of kilometers along the Arabian Sea, it offers quiet beaches, crystal clear water, and peaceful coastal towns. Unlike many tourist-heavy beach destinations, you won't find crowds, loud music, or aggressive vendors. Instead, you'll find clean sand, gentle waves, and fishing boats bobbing lazily on the horizon. It's the kind of place where you can sit for hours without hearing anything more than the sound of the ocean. And of course, no travel documentary about Oman would be complete without mentioning the desert. The Wahiba Sands, with its endless rolling dunes, is one of the most peaceful places on Earth. When you stand on top of a dune and watch the golden sand ripple under the wind, you realize why so many travelers describe Oman's desert as a spiritual experience. There's nothing but silence, sky, and the feeling that time has slowed down. What truly sets Oman apart, however, is not just the beauty of its landscapes, but the warmth of its people. Omanis are known for their hospitality, and this is something you feel in the smallest interactions. People smile at you, ask if you need help, and offer traditional coffee or dates without expecting anything in return. Hospitality here is not a commercial performance, it is part of the culture, shaped over centuries of desert life where generosity was essential for survival. Everywhere you go, you sense a gentle respect in the way people speak, interact, and welcome strangers into their world. This cultural warmth blends with a national identity focused on peace and tradition. Oman has intentionally avoided turning itself into a hypermodern spectacle. Instead of building giant towers or artificial landmarks, the country has invested in protecting its natural environment, preserving its historical sites, and maintaining its architectural harmony. Even in the capital, Buildings follow a strict aesthetic style, giving Muscat a unified appearance that feels elegant and timeless. This commitment to authenticity is one of the reasons Oman feels so refreshing in today's world. Many popular destinations have become crowded, noisy, and overly commercialized. But Oman offers a different kind of travel experience: calm, clean, respectful, and unhurried. You can explore a beach without stepping around trash, walk through a market without being pressured to buy anything, and drive for hours without feeling overwhelmed by traffic or billboards. Visiting Oman feels like rediscovering what travel is supposed to be: connecting with people, discovering nature, and learning about a culture that has stayed true to itself. Yet despite everything it has to offer, Oman remains surprisingly under the radar. Many travelers have never considered it, often due to misconceptions. Some assume it is unsafe, which couldn't be further from the truth. Others think it's too hot, not realizing that winter in Oman is one of the most pleasant climates. You can experience warm days, cool evenings, and perfect weather for outdoor adventures. Some think there isn't much to do, when in reality, the country is a playground for hikers, road trippers, history lovers, and nature enthusiasts. Oman also has a deep and fascinating history. The ancient city of Nizwa, for example, is filled with forts and traditional markets that give you a glimpse into the nation's past as a powerful trading hub. Centuries ago, Omani sailors traveled across the Indian Ocean, reaching East Africa and India, leaving behind a maritime legacy that can still be felt today. Walking through Omani historical sites feels like stepping into a living timeline where old traditions seamlessly blend with the modern world. What makes now the perfect time to visit or learn about Oman is that it sits in a rare sweet spot. Tourism is growing, but not too fast. Roads are excellent, but not overcrowded. Hotels are comfortable, but not overbooked. The country is modern enough to be easy to navigate, yet untouched enough that it still feels like a hidden gem. If you visit Oman now, you get to experience its beauty before it becomes a mainstream destination. You get to enjoy its landscapes without crowds, its culture without commercialization, and its cities without the rush of mass tourism. It feels like discovering a treasure before the rest of the world arrives. As this first chapter comes to an end, think of Oman as a calm invitation, a place that doesn't need to compete for attention because its authenticity speaks for itself. A country where nature takes center stage, where people greet you with sincerity, and where every journey leads to something unforgettable. If you're enjoying this documentary so far, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you don't miss Chapter 2, where we'll dive deeper into the heart of Oman, explore its capital in more detail, uncover its traditions, and reveal the experiences that make this country one of the world's most underrated travel destinations. This is just the beginning of our journey. Stay with me as we continue exploring the safe, beautiful, and extraordinary country that so few people truly know. As dawn spreads across Muscat, the city wakes slowly, as if stretching into the day rather than rushing into it. The golden light washes over the white buildings, turning them almost pearl-like against the sharp contrast of the dark mountains that guard the city from behind. Muscat has a quiet confidence. You notice it immediately. It doesn't try to overwhelm you with glitter or skyscrapers. It simply invites you to feel its rhythm, a rhythm built from centuries of trade, faith, and resilience. And as we continue this journey, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Your support helps us keep exploring destinations the world hasn't fully discovered yet. Driving through the city feels like moving through a living painting. The roads glide between mountains and sea, with every curve revealing something calm and unexpected. The air feels clean, touched by salt from the ocean and the faint warmth of the rising desert sun. Muscat doesn't behave like other capitals in the region. Instead of towering skylines, it keeps its architecture low and harmonious, making sure nothing steals attention away from the landscape that holds it. That quiet balance between nature and civilization is one of the first things you feel here. You're not fighting against a city, you're flowing with it. Soon, the skyline opens into a view of the Sultan Qaboos Grand Mosque, one of Oman's most iconic landmarks. Its sheer size is surprising, but it's the elegance that stops you. The marble surfaces reflect the sunlight like polished mirrors, and the minarets rise gracefully, not as declarations of power, but as symbols of peace. Walking toward the entrance, the silence becomes part of the experience. Inside, the grand hall stretches wider than your imagination. A massive chandelier sparkles above you, scattering light across intricate patterns on the walls. Beneath your feet lies a Persian carpet so large and finely woven that it feels like standing on a tapestry of prayers and craftsmanship. Even if you're not religious, the atmosphere speaks to you in a language of serenity and respect. It's a place that quiets your thoughts without needing to say a single word. Leaving the mosque, the city shifts in tone again. A few minutes away stands the Royal Opera House, Muscat's cultural jewel. The design is stunning, traditional yet modern, refined without being excessive. Walking around the exterior, you can almost imagine the music that fills its halls on performance nights. The building feels like a bridge between eras, representing a country that embraces creativity while holding tightly to its roots. Muscat continuously surprises you with its ability to blend past and present without letting either dominate the other. But the real charm of the city reveals itself along the Matra Corniche, a serene waterfront walkway curving gently around the harbor. Fishermen unload their early morning catches as the sun reflects off the calm blue water. Families stroll in the evening light, children laughing softly as birds circle overhead. There's no rush here, no pressure, just a simple, peaceful rhythm shaped by the sea. The Corniche leads naturally into the Matra Souk, one of the oldest markets in the Arabian Peninsula. Stepping inside feels like traveling through time. Narrow alleys glow with warm light from brass lamps, shelves filled with silver jewelry glimmer in the corners, and the rich smell of frankincense floats through the air like an ancient perfume. The souk is alive but not chaotic. Vendors greet you with calm smiles, proud to share the stories behind their goods. Here, Omani culture isn't something displayed, it's something lived. You run your fingers over carved wooden chests, breathe in the aroma of spices, admire hand-woven fabrics, and listen to the gentle hum of voices blending with the sound of footsteps on stone. Someone offers you a small cup of Omani coffee flavored with cardamom, served with a date. It's a gesture of welcome, not business. Hospitality is instinctive here, part of the cultural DNA passed down through generations. As you step outside the souk, the sunlight greets you again, reflecting off the calm sea. The mountains rise behind the city like ancient guardians, reminding you how deeply nature shapes Muscat's identity. You notice something remarkable. The city was built around nature, not on top of it. The coastline, the cliffs, the hills, everything feels intentional, as if Muscat wanted to preserve the landscape instead of replacing it. This becomes even more clear at Karam Beach, a long, peaceful stretch of sand that feels almost private no matter who is there. Families gather for picnics, couples walk along the shoreline, joggers move with a steady pace, and the waves roll in gently, as if echoing the city's calm spirit. A short drive further brings you to Old Muscat, the historical heart of the city. Here, everything feels quieter. The streets are lined with old stone structures and traditional wooden doors that seem to hold the memories of generations. The Al Alam Palace stands proudly with its striking blue and gold facade, surrounded by manicured pathways and guarded by mountains that rise sharply behind it. The area feels ceremonial, a place where history and governance intertwine. Even without crowds, you sense the weight of significance in the air. Old Muscat is not a museum, it's a living reminder of Oman's identity. The deeper you travel through Muscat, the more you notice how different it is from most capitals. It's not interested in dominating the skyline or overwhelming visitors with flashy attractions. Instead, it quietly presents its layers, giving you space to feel, observe, and appreciate. Every moment, from the sound of prayer echoing across the mountains to the sight of fishermen mending their nets by the sea, feels intentional. There's serenity here, a rare quality in a world that moves too fast. Food becomes another part of the story. Omani dishes reflect the country's blend of desert life and maritime heritage. Shua, slow-cooked lamb seasoned with delicate spices and prepared underground for hours, tastes like tradition preserved through time. Mashwai, grilled kingfish served with rice, celebrates Oman's connection to the sea. Even simple Omani bread with honey feels warm and comforting. Meals here are celebrations of community, not just food. Muscat is more than a capital, it's a gateway to Oman's soul. Within an hour of leaving the city, you reach wadis filled with turquoise pools, mountains touched by clouds, beaches untouched by crowds, and deserts shaped by the wind. Muscat gently prepares you for the adventures ahead, introducing the heart of the nation before revealing its wild landscapes. As the sun sets over the Corniche, the sky deepens into shades of orange, purple, and blue. Lights reflect softly on the water. The city quiets down, becoming even more peaceful than before. And in this calm moment, you understand Muscat's true beauty. It doesn't compete with the world that embraces itself. Its elegance is subtle, its culture sincere, its landscapes breathtaking in their simplicity. Before we continue our journey deeper into Oman's mountains, deserts, and coastlines, remember to like this video and subscribe. Your support helps us keep bringing you stories from places that still feel genuine, untouched, and unforgettable. Leaving the calm beauty of Muscat behind, the landscape begins to shift almost immediately. The city's white buildings fade into the distance, and the open road becomes your guide into the raw, untouched heart of Oman. Mountains rise suddenly along the horizon, sharp and rugged, like ancient guardians watching over the land. The air changes too. It becomes drier, warmer, and scented with traces of wild desert winds. If Chapter 1 introduced Oman to you and Chapter 2 let you feel Muscat's soul, then this chapter marks the moment where the real adventure begins. And as we continue this journey deeper into Oman's wilderness, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel so we can keep bringing you immersive stories from around the world. The road curves through the Al-Hajar mountain range, a geological wonder shaped by time, pressure, and unimaginable forces. These mountains aren't just tall, they're dramatic. Layer upon layer of rock rises above you, revealing millions of years of history in every shade of brown and gray. As you drive, small villages appear unexpectedly along the cliffs, their houses blending into the stone as if grown from the mountains themselves. Life here is simple and quiet. Children play outside, goats wander freely, and old men sit in the shade of stone walls sharing stories and tea. This part of Oman feels untouched by hurry, untouched by noise, untouched by time itself. Soon the pavement narrows and the scenery opens into one of Oman's most iconic natural wonders, the wadis. These desert canyons carve their way through the mountains like veins of life. Among them, Wadi Shab stands out as a gem of turquoise and stone. To reach it, you walk along narrow pathways, step over small streams, and follow the sound of flowing water echoing between the cliffs. The deeper you go, the greener everything becomes. Palm trees rise above the winding paths, forming natural tunnels of shade. Clear pools appear along the trail, reflecting sunlight in bright blues and greens. The beauty here isn't forced or decorated. It's raw, refreshing, and honest. At the end of Wadi Shab, the canyon walls press closer together until there is barely enough space to pass. You swim through a narrow passage where light barely enters, and suddenly you find yourself inside a hidden cave with a waterfall pouring from above into an emerald pool. It feels like a secret, a place that should not exist in the desert. The water is cool and clean. The echo of the waterfall against the cave walls feels ancient, and for a moment you sit still, letting the sound fill the space around you. This is the kind of experience that stays in your memory long after the journey ends. But Oman is a land of contrasts, and from the freshness of Wadi Shab, the road leads you back into the open desert once more. As the mountains fall away, vast stretches of sand begin to rise. The Wahiba sands stretch across the horizon like an ocean made of gold. Each dune is shaped by the wind, constantly shifting, never repeating the same form twice. The heat becomes more intense, the silence deeper. Standing at the base of a dune, you feel small compared to the rolling hills of sand that tower above you. But when you climb to the top, the view is endless waves of dunes stretching to the very edge of the earth. Then, out of the shimmering heat, silhouettes begin to move, camels walking slowly and gracefully across the landscape. Their shadows stretch long in the desert sun. Camels are not just animals here, they are living symbols of survival. Their steady steps seem to follow a rhythm older than civilization itself, They walk without hesitation, their wide, padded feet carrying them across dunes as if they were floating. Watching them reminds you that life, even in the harshest places, adapts beautifully. As the sun begins to lower, the desert changes again. The golden dunes turn deep orange, then reddish, then finally a soft blue as night begins to fall. Stars appear one by one until the entire sky becomes a blanket of shimmering light. There are no city lights to drown them out, no noise to distract you, just the sound of wind moving through sand. Nights in the desert feel more like a dream than reality. You sit beside a small campfire, sipping Omani tea, watching sparks rise into the night sky. The silence isn't empty, it's comforting. It feels like the earth is taking a long, calm breath. From the desert, the journey continues toward the towering heights of Jebel Shams, the highest peak in Oman. The road winds sharply upward, rising thousands of meters above sea level. As you ascend, the temperature cools, the air becomes thinner, and the views grow more dramatic. Suddenly, the world opens into one of the deepest natural canyons in the Middle East, often called the Grand Canyon of Arabia. Standing at the edge, you look down into an abyss carved by millions of years of erosion. Layers of rock reveal their age like pages in a geological storybook. The silence here is powerful, broken only by the distant rustle of wind sweeping across the cliffs. Small stone villages cling to the canyon walls, barely changing over centuries. One such village is the old settlement of Gull, where abandoned houses still stand as silent reminders of a time when people carved their homes from the land itself. You walk through narrow stone paths, touching walls that have witnessed generations come and go. The feeling is humbling. You realize how small human life is compared to the mountains, yet how meaningful each footprint becomes. Higher up, Jebel Shams welcomes the first light of morning, before anything else in Oman. Watching the sunrise from this peak is unforgettable. The canyon glows gold, shadows stretch across the deep chasms, and the air turns crisp and gentle. For a moment, everything stands still. It feels like the earth is waking up slowly, letting the sun paint the world one color at a time. As you leave the mountains and move deeper into the countryside, the landscape softens again, and greenery returns. You reach the terraced farms of Jebel Akhdar, where cool breezes and fertile soil create a completely different world from the heat of the desert below. Villages here sit quietly on the cliffs, surrounded by orchards of pomegranates, apricots, and the famous roses that bloom each spring. Their fragrance fills the air as farmers harvest petals by hand at dawn. The entire mountain smells like nature's perfume. These terraces have existed for hundreds of years, fed by ancient irrigation systems that bring water down from the highlands. Life here is slow, peaceful, and deeply connected to the land. Traveling through Oman's natural landscapes feels like moving through different chapters of a story written by nature itself. Each place has its own character, its own light, its own rhythm, its own silence. And through all these contrasts, one thing becomes clear. Oman is a country where nature is not a backdrop, it is the main character. Traveling south from the cool terraces of Jebel Akhdar, the landscape begins to shift once again, slowly at first and then dramatically, until the scenery feels almost unreal. Hours pass on long, peaceful highways stretching between mountains and open plains, and then suddenly the desert softens, the air thickens with moisture, and green hills begin rising where you least expect them. This is the moment you enter the region of Salalah, a part of Oman so different that it feels like another country entirely. And as we continue this journey to its final chapter, don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you can join us on every journey to the world's hidden destinations. The air becomes cooler and heavier, carrying the faint scent of wet earth and the distant sound of running water. A monsoon wind, known as the Kharif, sweeps in from the Indian Ocean every summer, transforming the dry land into rolling green hills wrapped in mist. It's a transformation so dramatic that travelers often can't believe they're still in the Arabian Peninsula. Clouds descend over the mountains, as if laying a blanket across the land, giving everything a dreamlike quality. For a moment, you feel like you've stepped into a tropical highland far from desert heat. Driving through Salalah during Kharif is like following a living river of clouds. The road winds upward through fog-covered hills, past waterfalls that appear only during the monsoon, and through small villages thriving in the seasonal rain. You begin to hear streams trickling along the roadside, their sound growing stronger until you arrive at Wadi Darbat, one of Oman's most magical natural areas. Here, water flows freely through a wide green valley, feeding lakes, ponds, and rivers that shimmer beneath thick layers of mist. Cows graze lazily across the meadows, birds fly low above the water, and families gather under the shade of fig and date trees. It's peaceful in a way that feels almost unreal, as if the valley itself breathes. Walking along the water's edge, you follow a stream that leads toward Darbat's seasonal waterfall. When the Kharif is at its peak, the waterfall crashes down from high cliffs, creating a curtain of white water that sends cool mist drifting through the forest. The rocks below are covered in moss, vines hang from the cliffs, and the air hums with the sound of water hitting stone. In a country so often defined by heat and sand, this sudden burst of life feels miraculous. Nature seems to have opened a secret door, revealing a gentler side of Oman that many travelers never even hear about. Leaving the valley, the road brings you closer to the coast, where Salala's beaches stretch out in long, empty arcs of soft, pale sand. The Arabian Sea here is wild, full of energy, with waves that crash against the shore in endless rhythm. The coastline feels untamed but welcoming. Fishermen cast their nets from small wooden boats. Frankincense trees grow on nearby hills, their branches twisted like sculptures shaped by time. The same frankincense once carried by ancient traders still grows here, producing resin that shaped the history of the region. The scent is earthy and sweet, a reminder of Oman's deep connection to the ancient world. As the journey continues, you head north again, reaching the remote peninsula of Musandam, a place often called the Norway of Arabia for its towering cliffs and deep blue fjord-like inlets. Mountains rise straight from the sea, their slopes rugged and untouched. The water below is so clear you can see the shadows of fish moving quietly through the depths. Wooden dhow boats glide across the water, their curved hulls slicing through the waves with gentle ease. The entire region feels like a world preserved in time, protected by the mountains that surround it. As the boat drifts across the fjords, something magical happens. Dolphins appear, leaping gracefully from the water with effortless joy. Spinner dolphins are common here, moving in playful arcs beside the boat, as though welcoming travelers into their world. Their movement is so natural, so free, that you can't help but feel a sense of wonder. The cliffs echo the sound of the sea, amplifying the feeling that you are somewhere rare and deeply connected to nature's rhythms. Villages rest along the cliffs, unreachable by road, where fishermen and their families live lives shaped entirely by the sea. There is silence, but it's the kind of silence filled with meaning. From Musandam's fjords to the broad plains of Dhofar, Oman's landscapes reveal a truth. No two regions are alike, yet all are bound by the same calm soul. Even in its most dramatic moments, towering cliffs, roaring waterfalls, rolling dunes, Oman carries a gentle confidence.
It does not try to impress you.
It simply lets you discover its beauty piece by piece until you realize how extraordinary it truly is. Returning toward the center of the country, the road leads you into the highlands of Jibal Arkadar once again, reminding you of the harmony between people and land. Terraced fields climb the mountainside like steps toward the sky, fed by ancient irrigation channels that still function today. Villages sit quietly among the cliffs, their stone homes blending with the earth around them. Farmers tend their orchards with patience passed down through generations. In spring, the scent of damask roses spreads through the air as petals are collected at dawn to make the famous Omani rose water. Even here, high above the valleys, life moves gently, guided by the land's natural rhythms. As the sun begins to set on your journey across Oman, the colors shift once more. The sky glows orange over the desert, pink over the mountains, and soft blue along the coastline. The calm of evening settles in, and you realize that Oman's true beauty is not just in its landscapes, but in its ability to make you slow down, breathe deeply, and feel present. It is a country where silence feels comforting, where people welcome you with sincerity, and where nature tells stories older than recorded history. And now, as this journey comes to its final moments. Take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel so we can continue exploring the world together. Oman may not be the loudest country or the most famous, but it is undoubtedly one of the most captivating. From deserts shaped by ancient winds to green monsoon valleys, from deep canyons to crystal blue seas, Oman invites you to see beauty not in spectacle, but in authenticity. Thank you for traveling with us, and until our next adventure, keep exploring, keep discovering, and keep believing that the world is full of extraordinary places, waiting quietly for someone to notice them.